Okay. So are you able to see the screen, students?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So in the last class, okay, I have discussed about the types of oscillations. There are three main types of oscillations. Okay, three main types of oscillations. Okay, that are mentioned for your syllabus. Three main types of oscillations. Okay, first one, the free oscillation. Second one is the damped oscillation, and the third one is the forced oscillation. So we have discussed about free oscillations. Okay, what are free oscillations in the last class? We have done the discussion. Free oscillations are defined as the oscillations are the vibrations, okay, in which the body vibrates with its own natural frequency when left free to itself. That means when you stimulate the oscillations, when you excite the oscillations will set in and it is going to oscillate forever. It is going to oscillate forever. Okay, they won't stop. Now look at this spring mass system and the simple pendulum. Okay, they are oscillating forever. But here, keep in mind, these are only ideal. Okay, you cannot get these type in practical case. In physical world, you don't get free vibrations which are oscillating forever. So such type of oscillations we called as ideal oscillations are vibrations. Oscillations are vibrations. You are getting the point? And we have derived we have done the calculation for the equation for SHM. Okay, and we have found the displacement also. Okay, so these are the this is the meaning of free oscillations which vibrates on its own with natural frequency, with its natural frequency. So what is natural frequency? So the frequency with which a body vibrates freely at its own is called as natural frequency. Any body you have, so this is a spring mass system, this is a pendulum. It is oscillating with a certain frequency of its own. So if I take the pendulum, if L is the length of the pendulum, okay, and if I hang a mass of M, okay, to the pendulum, okay, then it is going to oscillate for a particular frequency. That frequency is known as the natural frequency. Keep in mind, every body which is vibrating, this is a very important thing, every body which is vibrating, every body which is vibrating, okay, has its natural frequency, has its natural frequency, natural frequency, any body. Okay, for example, I have a bridge. Okay, let us assume that this is a bridge. Okay, and the water is flowing below. Okay, so this bridge is actually vibrating when you have a airflow that is taking place. So once an airflow is taking place across the bridge, okay, what happens? It is going to vibrate from its mean position like this. It's going to vibrate like this. You are getting the point, from their mean position. So this vibration has certain frequency. This frequency is called as the natural frequency of the bridge. You are getting the point? It is a bridge. It is called as the natural frequency of the bridge. Okay, so this all depends upon the length of the bridge, then the dimensions of the bridge. Okay, so on that basis it is having its own frequency. Therefore natural frequency means for all bodies irrespective of type. Okay, if it is able to vibrate, then it is going to have its own frequency where it is oscillating freely. That type of frequency is called as the natural frequency. For spring mass system, this is the value for natural frequency. For simple pendulum, this is the value of natural frequency. Okay, so in the last class we have discussed this one. At the same time, we also discussed the concepts like uh, this equation also we have evaluated in the last class. So this is the equation for SHM for a free oscillation. Okay, for a free oscillation. Okay, for free oscillations, keep in mind this is the free oscillation. For free oscillation, the equation is given by d2y by dt square plus omega square y equal to 0. And if I solve this, you get the equation for amplitude. This is the equation for amplitude. Okay. Now y is equal to r sine of omega t plus 5 is the equation for motion, or sorry, equation for displacement for the body which is vibrating in a simple harmonic motion in a free oscillation. Okay. So keep in mind, I have also shared this. We have discussed why the oscillations are free. I think I have told you in the last class why the oscillations are free. Okay. Now, if you look at this one, okay, so the equation is, okay, d2y by dt square plus omega square y. This is the equation for free oscillation. You can look here. This is the equation for free oscillation. If I solve it, you get the displacement. And very important thing is that this is consisting a term. This is consisting of what? Sine. So whenever you have a sine term, then that is oscillating forever. Why? Because sine function, when you have a sine function or a cosine function, okay, they won't die. That means the value of sine function is lying between +1 and -1, but it is extending from -infinity to +infinity. So whenever I have a sine function like this, if it is a sine function, just I'll tell you. So the value of sine function is between +1 and -1. This is the value. So I have to take it like this is the axis. This is the zero value. Maximum is +1 and minimum is -1. So this is a sine function. Now, if you look at the sine function, the sine function extends to -infinity, extends to +infinity. Therefore, this mathematical equation, what you get here, y is equal to r sine theta or y is equal to r sine omega t, is nothing but an equation which is oscillating, which is repeating again and again. Okay, therefore, you get oscillations which are repeating again and again in free oscillations. You are getting the point? Now, in today's class, we shall go for the next one that is called as the damped oscillations. It's called as the damped oscillations. Okay, very important discussion. Don't miss it. So also tell your friends that that it is very important and okay. Okay. This is very important derivation. Keep in mind discussion. This is going to appear for 10 marks for your main examination. So what are damped oscillations? They will ask a question or what are damped oscillation? Give the theory of damped oscillations. Damped oscillation. Very important discussion. Okay. Now this is the free oscillation. Can you see here, students? What are these? These are nothing but the free oscillations. Okay, which are vibrating forever. Okay, these are vibrating forever. Now I have put a note here. Assuming that there is no friction or resisting force in the system, or friction or resisting force. That means there is no force which is opposing this. No force that is opposing these oscillations. You're getting the point. If there is no resisting force, if there is no resisting force to these oscillations, okay, then they will oscillate forever. Okay. I will tell you one thing. If you are performing in this experiment in the lab, in physics lab, I have a pendulum. Okay, this pendulum it will have. Okay, I will oscillate it. I will generate the oscillations here like this. I will give some excitation and I will make it to oscillate like this. So it is going to oscillate for some time, and after some time it is going to die. It is going to die off. That means die off means it is going to come back to equilibrium position. So this is the equilibrium position. It is going to come to rest like this. Why it is going to come to rest? Because in the lab there is some resisting force. There is some resisting force. That resisting force is in the form of air medium. Very simple. But that is in the form of a air medium. Suppose if I have a air flow, I have the air flow. As usual in the lab, you have air flow, no? So that air flow will oppose these vibrations. You are getting the point? Will oppose these vibrations, and after some time it is going to die off. But in free vibrations, it is not like that. There is no resisting force at all. Now in a lab, when you do the experiment, the resisting force or the frictional force is in the form of airflow. Is in the form of airflow. Therefore, the simple pendulum comes to equilibrium position like this. Okay, after some time. You're getting the point? But in free oscillations, you don't have any resisting medium. Look at this. You don't have any resisting medium. No resisting medium at all. No resisting force at all. Therefore, they oscillate. Okay. So in physical world, keep in mind, when you go for a physical world, okay, when you go for a physical world, you don't have a case where we are free from resistance. In all the case, we will have one or the other form of resistance. Keep in mind, we cannot realize the free oscillations in the physical world because there is no force, no space where we don't get a resisting medium. Even if you close the windows of your physics lab, okay, and if you perform the experiment, still then after some time the oscillations will come to halt. You are getting the point? So therefore there is no space where there is no frictional force. So these are, therefore I call it as an ideal case. I call it as an ideal case of oscillations. Ideal case of oscillations. Okay, not physically realized, realized and possible, not okay. Now what are these damped oscillations? Okay, what are these damped oscillations? Okay, so how it is different? Okay, now I gave you the example of the spring of the oscillations that you have of the oscillations. So I have the simple pendulum. This is the equilibrium. I will excite the simple pendulum. It is going to displace an angle of theta. So it is oscillating between the points A and B. Like this. It goes here from equilibrium. It goes to A. From A it goes back to equilibrium. Again from equilibrium it goes to B. From B it comes back to origin. So this how the oscillation takes place. Are the oscillation taking place forever? Are the oscillations forever?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because there is an airflow that is acting as a resisting medium. Airflow which is acting as a resisting medium. Such type of oscillations, we call it as a damped oscillations. We call it as a damped oscillation. Damped means which are going to die after some time. Okay, which are going to die after some time. So therefore, what are damped oscillations? Damped oscillations are the oscillations. They are nothing but the oscillations which die after some time due to, yes, due to what? Due to the airflow. I cannot say it as an airflow. I can only say that due to some
Friction.
frictional forces. Frictional forces. Or I can call it as resisting forces. I can call it as resisting forces. Or I can also call it as damping forces. I can call it as damping forces. So therefore, I have given you an example of airflow. So airflow is just an example. There are other types of frictional forces. Okay, keep in mind, frictional force is also same. Resisting force is also the same thing. Or the damping force is also the same thing. Therefore, the oscillations which die after some time due to the frictional force, such type of oscillations we call it as the damped oscillations. Okay, there are some examples for damping. I told you air medium. Okay, airflow is one type of damping. Okay, or there may be internal damping, internal friction. Okay, okay. So there are other cases like this. Okay. What are the damping? The other damping may be, okay, you can see here the oscillations which die after some time due to the frictional force or the resisting force or the damping force. Damping force. Now this damping force may be the air medium, just I told you air medium, or it is the inherent friction, that means inbuilt, the inbuilt any body which is vibrating, it has some inbuilt friction in it. So it is acting as an oscillate frictional force or resisting force or damping force or any other physical disturbance other than that. Suppose if you are performing the oscillation on a table, say if this is the table, on the table you are performing the oscillations like this in the lab. This is how oscillation takes place. This is a table, okay, physical table you have. So what happens? Sometimes what happens? You stand attached very close to it, or you stand such a way that you put your weight on this. So once you put a weight on this, the table gets disturbed. Once the table gets disturbed, the oscillations are also getting disturbed. You're getting the point. So therefore, this can also act as a disturbance or act as a resisting medium. Therefore, any physical disturbance of the system by the surrounding environment. Okay. Along with this, there are n number of oscillations. Okay, where you have such type of damping forces in nature. Okay. So let us go for the theoretical concept of the damp oscillations. Okay, one of your is on. Just can request them to mute their mic. Okay. So then let us go for the damped oscillation. Very important. Okay, theory. Okay. Now I will tell you one thing. This is not possible for me to complete in half an hour or 1 hour. I will have to take one more class at 11:45. I will continue the same class after at 11:45. Okay, you attend it, and definitely this question is going to appear for your IA as well as your for semester examination. Okay, so here I will discuss the damped oscillations. I hope you got the meaning now. What is the meaning of damped oscillations? Which die after some time due to frictional force. Okay. Now I have the damping force. Okay. Okay. Now I will give one more example here that will help you a lot. Now I have a spring mass system. Okay. This is oscillating. What I do, I just okay. Okay, I apply the excitation. I make sure that it starts oscillating like this. So it is oscillating between the points A and between the points B. Now it is in air medium. So it is in an air medium in the lab. If you are performing, it is an air medium. So it is oscillating for the spring mass system is vibrating, or I would say it as oscillating for some time. For example, I will say that it is oscillating for 5 minutes. I will say it as 5 minutes. If I write it in terms of seconds, 5 6 it is the 300 seconds. Let us assume it is just an example I am giving you. It is not period. Okay, it is oscillating for 5 minutes. Okay, why? Because there is an air medium. For after air medium, what happens? Slowly the air is acting. You have the airflow. The airflow is going to stop the oscillation because of the friction. Now what I will do is I will take the same spring mass system. I will take the same spring mass system. Now I will introduce one more damping to it. I will introduce one more damping to it. So this is the same spring. Okay. Same mass I have hanged. It is at this position. After that, I will extend it by the application of the force, and it is going to oscillate between the points A and the points B. A and the points, same points. Okay, A and points continuously. It is oscillating. Now here you have the airflow. Airflow is a friction. Now what I do is just to add some damping to it, I will make sure that I will take one beaker. Okay, one container. In that container, I have one liquid medium which is of very high density, So therefore, I will make sure that I will have a container. In that container, I have one liquid medium. So this is the liquid medium. Okay. So this is of very high density. It is of very high density. Now this is the liquid medium, thick oil. Okay, I can so call it as any thick oil whose density is larger than air. Okay, even larger than water. So I can take it as a paraffin. Let us assume that it is a very thick oil. Thick oil, I can take it as a paraffin. I can assume example I have taken it as a paraffin. So what happens in this case in figure A and in figure B? Here there was only one damping force. What was the damping force? The damping force was an air medium. Therefore, it was oscillating for 5 minutes or 300 seconds. Now what has happened? For the same thing, I have introduced a container which consists of a thick oil like paraffin. So therefore here it is partially vibrating in air. Keep in mind, partially it is in air and partially in liquid medium. So this liquid medium is acting as a source of damping. It is acting as a source of damping. Why? Because it is having a larger density. So large density it has. Okay, it is a thicker oil, therefore it is having a large density. It is very thicker. Okay. So therefore, when the spring mass is moving into the oil, what happens? It is facing lot of resistance. So therefore, the second spring mass system in figure B, okay, it is going to oscillate only for t is equal to 2 minutes. It is oscillating for, in this case, okay, I can write it as it is oscillating for only t is equal to 2 minutes, or I can say it as 120 seconds. Why? Because whenever I have this liquid medium, the spring mass system will face lot of friction or damping. Okay, so therefore we have added one more damping to it, one more damping system to it. Here only there is a one damping. Here I have two dampers. So the first one is the air medium. This is the airflow. This is the first one. And this is the damping liquid I have chosen. That is the thing, but a second one. Okay, so therefore here it is oscillating only for a certain time, which is lesser than what it is in figure A. Okay, in figure A it is for 5 seconds. In figure B it is for 2 seconds. Why? Because of the oil that is present. So the spring, when it is entering into the mass that is connected to the spring, that when it enters into the liquid, okay, it is facing lot of friction.
Hello, sir.
Friction. Okay, so therefore what you get here is that it is going to die off very quickly. Now with this in mind, with this example, let us go for the theoretical concepts. Okay, so here I have one system where I have a damping to it. So I will take the spring mass system just for my simplicity. Okay, I have a system where it is having a damping. So I have a spring mass system. It is oscillating like this. Okay, this is y equal to 0, and what happens? It is extended by some time. Okay, once it is extended, it is going to oscillate between the points A and the point B. It is going to oscillate between the points A and B. So this is the point. Continuously it is oscillating. Okay, now the displacement that is taking place from this position is y. This is the displacement y. This is the displacement. Now here the mass was here. The actual mass is m. That is hanged to a spring. I have introduced some force. By applying the force, I have extended in the downward direction. I have pulled it. So therefore, the applied force is in this direction. Okay. So once you apply the force, obviously there is a restoring force that is generated in the opposite direction. This is Fr. Okay. And what happens if you leave the force? The mass starts to oscillate between the points A and B. Okay. Now here it is not free oscillation. Here it is a damped oscillation. Here the spring mass system is actually a damped oscillation. It's nothing but a damped oscillation. Now damped oscillation means, okay, it is a damped oscillation means there should be some frictional force. You are getting the point? The frictional force or some resisting force present in it, or it is also called as the damping force. Okay, some form of resistance is going to be present here, that is called as the resisting force, damping force, or some frictional force also. All the three mean the same, some opposition, but I cannot show here in the figure. I cannot show that this is the opposition. There is some opposition. You're getting the point. Now here I can show in the previous diagram, I can show that this is the opposition like this, but I cannot show it here in this diagram. Okay, you can see here I have shown that this is the opposition, is it not? This is a damping medium, but here I cannot show that I have a damping medium like this. Okay, but I can only tell that there is a damping or frictional force. You're getting the point? And keep in hello, and keep in mind the frictional force. Keep in mind the frictional force or the damping force. Very important. The frictional force, what you have is proportional to R, the damping force, or the resisting force, or the damping force is proportional to the velocity of the particle, velocity of the vibrating particle. You're getting the point? It's proportional to velocity of the oscillating particle or vibrating particle. Okay, this is the first one, and it is pointing towards the equilibrium and pointing towards the equilibrium. Pointing towards equilibrium. So if I have a frictional force, it is proportional to the velocity of the particle and it is pointing towards the equilibrium. Therefore, I can write frictional force. Okay, frictional force. Okay, frictional force in this case is proportional to the displacement y. Are we able to see, students? What is the displacement?
Yes, sir.
Well, sorry, sorry, it's not a displacement, it is proportional to velocity. So what is velocity? If y is the displacement, then I can write dy by dt as the velocity. Keep in mind, it is velocity, not the displacement. Okay, and it is pointing. Pointing means it should be pointing towards the equilibrium, means it is negative. Yes.
Sir, equation for damped oscillations, sir.
How the equation for damped oscillations? In okay. So this is the frictional force. What is the frictional force? It is proportional to velocity and pointing towards the equilibrium. Okay. Now, if I remove the proportionality sign, I will have to introduce some constant. Okay. So just you remember this term, this information. This frictional force is proportional to the velocity. Okay. Got it. Now let us go for the derivation for SHM, damped oscillations. Okay. So damped oscillations, it's theory. Frictional force is directly proportional to the velocity and.
Sir, adon screen toristri sir.
Na share ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅವ. Don't, I will share it. Don't worry. Okay, Lakshmi alla. Okay. Okay, I will share the screen. Okay, I will share all the notes. Don't worry. So damped oscillations. What I have told you what are damped oscillations, which die off. Now you go for the theory. I have to derive the equation for SHM. Okay. So I have a spring mass system. I have a spring mass system which is oscillating like this. Okay. Which is oscillating. This is at y equal to 0. I apply a force. like this. It is going to be at the point A, and after that it is going to, if I apply the force, it is coming from equilibrium to point A. There is a displacement of y. Okay, if I remove the force that I have applied, it will move in the opposite direction. Why? Because as soon as I apply the force, there will be some restoring force. Due to this restoring force, the mass moves upwards and it reaches the point B, and it starts oscillating between B and A. So the mass, whenever it is at B, it is at the same displacement y from the equilibrium position. Here the restoring force is in this direction, Fr. Okay. Now here it is a damped oscillation. As I'm telling here, it is nothing but the damped oscillations. It's nothing but the damped oscillation. It is nothing but the damped oscillation. So whenever I say there is a damped oscillation, as I told you, there will be some frictional force or resisting force. Resisting force or frictional force or resisting force or damping force. All mean the same. Okay. Got it. I will not show where is the damping, but I will tell you. Okay. Now you go for the analysis, go for the theory now. Okay. What is the theory? I have to derive the equation for SHM for the damped oscillation. Now I have the mass M. M is the mass that is I have for a SHM. Now look here. I have taken a spring mass system. You can take any system. Okay. I have taken a spring mass system here. It can be anything. Okay. Just for example, I have written. Okay. You can take anything. Let M is the mass that is hanged to a spring. You have to apply the force. So there are two forces here. The first force is the applied force F, and this is generating a Newtonian force F is equal to M into G in the downward direction. Okay. So here let us assume that a mass is hanged and it is pulled downwards. Okay. You can look here. The mass is pulled in the downward direction. It is pulled in the downward direction. So therefore I can write the equation for this SHM. I can write the equation for SHM for the force that is applied. Okay. So this is the force that I applied. So therefore force equal to, okay, applied force, that is, okay, or it's also called as the Newtonian force. Okay, that is equal to F, that is equal to M into G. G means I will take it as acceleration. I will take it as acceleration. So F I can write as, therefore F is equal to, M is mass, I will keep it as it is, into, so this is mass into acceleration. Okay, M into G. So acceleration I can write d2y by dt square. Why? Because y is the displacement. This much has the displacement. So therefore d2y by dt square is the acceleration. d2y by dt square is the acceleration. So this I will take it as equation number 1. Similarly, I have the next one, friction restoring force. Keep in mind, restoring force. What is the restoring force that you have? You have already done it in the last class. So the second one is the restoring force. Restoring force. Okay, the restoring force is given by Fr and it is given by minus of K into Y. Okay, you have done it many times. Restoring force is directly proportional to the displacement and pointing towards the equilibrium. Okay, therefore if you remove the proportionality sign, you get this one. Okay, so it is Fr is proportional to the displacement and pointing towards the equilibrium. If I remove this, the restoring force will be equal to minus K into Y. This is equation number 2, where K stands for the force constant. It's called as the force constant. Don't take it as spring constant. Okay. Got it. Now this is equation number 2. Now there is one more force that is acting. What is the one more force you have? This force is the resisting force, or frictional force are the damping force. Resisting force are the frictional force. Okay. Frictional force. Frictional force. Okay. So these are the, so this is the frictional force you have. Okay. Why? Because it's a damped medium. In damped medium, you will have definitely any of the frictional force, any type. Okay. So I will call that as the frictional force that is present. Third one. Okay. There is also a frictional force or the resisting force. I will call the third one. What is that? Third one is called as the frictional force. Frictional force. Okay. So this frictional force, look here, it is proportional to the velocity. This is the previous screen. I have already written here. Frictional force is directly proportional to velocity and it is pointing towards the equilibrium. Therefore, here I will write frictional force is directly proportional to frictional force is directly proportional to the velocity. What is the velocity? Dy by dt, and it is pointing towards the equilibrium. Okay. Now look here, frictional force is proportional. I have to remove the proportionality sign. So therefore frictional force I will write it as, I have to remove the proportionality. If I remove the proportionality, it is minus of R into dy by dt. I have introduced a new term. Okay, dy by dt. dy by dt. dy by dt. Okay, this is the equation number 3. Okay, this is the new one that you have evaluated. Okay, very important. Clear? So this is a I will highlight it so that you remember this equation. Frictional force is always proportional to the velocity and pointing towards the equilibrium. So this is equation number 3. Now it is the same thing as we are done in the equation for SHM in earlier cases. Okay, at equilibrium, I have to write the equation at equilibrium. Okay, at equilibrium, all these forces, they equate. That is, you have Newtonian force, that is applied force. At equilibrium, you have applied force is equal to the restoring force plus the frictional force. Keep in mind, this is the equilibrium position. The applied force will be equal to the restoring force plus the frictional force. Now you have all the three. Okay, equation number 1, you have the applied force. 2, you have the restoring force. From 3, you have the frictional force. So therefore from 1, 2 and 3, so from equation number 1, 2 and 3, I can write it as, first, what is the applied force? Applied force is m into d2y by dt square. It's a Newtonian force, that is equal to restoring force is minus of k into y plus frictional force. What is frictional force? Frictional force is minus of r into dy by dt. It is here. You can see the frictional force here. The frictional force is here. Okay, the frictional force is here, and resisting force is here. Okay, resisting force is minus of k into y. Applied force is F equal to d2 m into d2y by dt square. Okay, so you substitute it here in this equation. So from 1, this is the d2y by dt square equal to restoring force is minus k into y. Frictional force is here. Okay, so it is It is minus of r into dy by dt. Now, very simple. You rearrange it, okay, on rearranging, on rearranging equation. On rearranging, I will get it as d2y by dt square plus r by m into dy by dt plus k by m into y equal to 0. So this is the equation for SHM for a damped oscillations. You're getting the point? So this is equation number 4. Okay, equation for SHM for damped oscillation. So if I write this equation, it is understood that it is having a damping. Okay, clear? And here I just have to write R. So I have to give detailed explanation. Here I have introduced a new term R. So where R is equal to, it is called as the frictional force per unit velocity, What is R? R is called as the frictional force per unit velocity. It is a constant where R is a constant. It is called as frictional force per unit velocity. R, it is also called as R is as a form of a damping. It is a form of damping. That means it is a form of some resistance. You are getting the point. Some resistance or some opposition. So whatever the opposition that is existing in the medium, that is given by this term R. You are getting the point? R antandra ಹೊಸ term, ಹೊಸ constant. What is that constant? That constant is frictional force per unit velocity. It is also called as damping. What is damping? Damping means it is some form of resistance or opposition. Now there is a unit for R. R is given by a unit kg per second. It's called as a unit. It is in terms of kg per second. This is the unit of R. Okay, this is the unit for R. Okay. Now, if you look at this equation, I have marked it as number 4. This is actually the equation for SHM. Equation for SHM for damped oscillations. Now, if you compare with the free oscillations, I'll write the equation. What is the free oscillation? Equation d2y by dt square plus omega square y is equal to 0. This is the equation. Okay. This is almost same as this. Only thing you have added is this term for damping. Okay. The rest it is same. Okay. Got it. Now here, I can just simplify this equation again. If I simplify it, I can write R by M. I can write R by M equal to, just substitute in 4, R by M is equal to 2B. R by M is equal to 2B. Okay. Where B stands for the damping, where D stands for the damping coefficient. It's called as the damping coefficient. Okay. And K by M, you have already done this K by M in the earlier part. Free oscillations madri. K by M andre eno? Equation of motion. Are you able to hear, students, what is K by M? Hello? Hello? Students, is the voice clear? Hello? K by M, voice barliketala nimaga?
Omega equal
K by
square
M
of angular frequency.
Yes, it is the thing, but omega square. Okay. Substitute in 4, R by M is equal to 2B, K by M equal to omega square, where omega is the angular frequency. Okay. Now you do the substitution there. So you get it as d2y by dt square. d2y by dt square plus R by M, I have to take it as 2B. R by M, I have to take it as 2B. So it is 2B into dy by dt as it is, plus k by m is omega square, y equal to 0. This is the equation. Got it? So this equation is known as the equation for SHM. Equation for SHM for simple harmonic motion for damped oscillations. For damped oscillations. Okay, so you take it as equation number 5. Okay, so don't write this. Okay, you only write this one. Okay, if you get the solution. Okay, this is a simplified equation number 5 is the simplified equation for SHM. Okay, both 4 and 5 represent the same equation. After that, I have to solve this equation. It is a second order differential equation. Okay, in differential form. This is in differential form. Okay, got it. So if I write that, if I solve this equation, on solving this equation, okay, on solving the equation, I get a solution y is equal to a into e raised to alpha t as the solution. This is equation number 6. Very important. Equation number 6. On solution, you get, what is this y? Y, you get the displacement. What we get? We get the displacement. Where? In a damped medium. What is the equation? Y is equal to a into e raised to alpha t. So whatever the displacement that is taking place here, okay, this is the displacement. This is the displacement, whatever you have. This displacement, whatever you have here, this displacement is given by the equation number 6. Okay, here there are two new terms. Okay, where y is the displacement, we get the displacement. Okay, okay, displacement. Okay, where y is equal to displacement. Now here I have introduced a new term. What is that term? A new constant where a and alpha, they are nothing but some arbitrary constants. They are nothing but some arbitrary constant. Arbitrary constants. Okay. Now your aim is to find, now look here, these value of a and alpha, these are constants. Okay, these constants are not known. If you know the constant, then you can easily find the amplitude. What is the amplitude? You can easily find it, but you don't know the value of a and alpha. Therefore, you have to find, therefore your work is to find the value of, a and alpha. A and alpha. You're getting the point? Where actually a is an amplitude, e raised to alpha t is actually a sine function. Okay, it is sum of sine and cosine. You'll do it later. So this is the case what we have to. Got it? So this is the first part of the system, first part of the theory. You have to derive this damped oscillation. Again, I will discuss what is damped oscillation. Okay, so in damped oscillations, okay, you have some frictional force that is present. You have some frictional force that is present, like this is the frictional force or damping force. So I have taken a spring mass system. Again, I am telling you students, okay, no necessary to take the spring mass constant. You can take anything. Okay, I have a system which is vibrating like this. Okay, I can take this also as a damped oscillation. Over the time, the oscillations will go on decreasing and it will end up at the equilibrium position. Okay, I can take this system also, a vibrating system. But here, for my explanation, for easy explanation, I have taken a spring mass system. Now here I have a applied force to the system. The applied force is given by F equal to m into g. This is the value of the applied force. F equal to m into g. M into g means it is mass per acceleration. Okay, mass into acceleration. I can write F equal to mass into acceleration as m into d2y by dt square. Why? Because y is the displacement. After that, I have tried the frictional force Fr. Equation number 2, it's here. So Fr, I can write it here. Fr equal to, okay, got it. So Fr is opposing the applied force. Therefore, I have to remove it. I can write the equation Fr equal to minus k into y, where k is the force constant. Don't take it as spring constant. Okay, this is very important. Don't take it as the spring constant. You only take it as force constant. Why? Because it is a generalized equation for SHM, not particular for a spring mass system. Okay, got it. After that, you can find the frictional force. Frictional force is proportional to the velocity dy by dt, and it is pointing towards the equilibrium. And I have given a discussion on this in the previous part. So therefore, frictional force is equal to minus of r into dy by dt. Okay, so this is a new term I have added to it. Okay, so what is the new term? R. So R is equal to, what is R? R is an arbitrary constant. It is given by, okay, it is given by frictional force per unit displacement. It is given by frictional force per unit displacement. Okay, R is also called as the damping. Okay, it's also called as the damping factor. Okay, it is also called as some resistance or opposing force. This R is having a unit of kg per second. This is the unit for R. Okay, got it. Now at the equilibrium, your condition at equilibrium, applied force is equal to the, look at this condition, applied force is equal to the restoring force plus the frictional force. You have to equate them. So first one is applied force. What is the applied force? M into d2y by dt square. It is d2y by dt square equal to restoring force is minus k into y. Frictional force is r into dy by dt. So I have to just write all this and equate them. So on rearranging this equation, I get the equation number 4, where it is representing the equation for SHM. This is similar to equation for SHM, general equation. Okay, but here we don't have any damping, where there is no damping. But here in equation 4, we have a damping in the form of r by m into dy by dt. So damping term is added to it. Okay. Now, once you get the equation for the SHM, you just simplify it and rewrite it as r by m. What is r by m? R by m, you can take it as 2b. R by m is equal to 2b. Okay. And this is 2b. K by m is equal to omega square. Once you get omega square, once you substitute it, you get the equation number 5. Very important equation. This is the equation for SHM. This is the equation for SHM. Okay. What's the amplitude we get? Amplitude is y is equal to a into e raised to alpha t. This is equation number 6. Okay. So in 6 is the equation for displacement. 6 is the equation for displacement. Y is given by a into e raised to alpha t, where a and alpha are arbitrary constants, and your work is to find a and alpha. Okay, this is the aim. So we have only done half of the discussion. Still you have to find the values of a and alpha. So in the afternoon, in the 11:45 class, we'll do it in a neat and detailed way. Okay, so I shall stop here itself. In the next class, we shall continue it. Okay, so don't leave the class until I take the attendance. Okay, right. Now again, I'm telling the students, okay, to collect your MS Teams ID from Ramesh sir. Okay, talk to him and send the details. Otherwise, it's very difficult for me to again keep on allowing you. It is a waste of time because you are not coming on time. 9:45 means exactly you are not coming on time. I have to wait for 5 minutes. That's wasting my times and the next 5 for the next class. Okay, so don't be late for the classes. Okay, it's very important discussion. Okay, so I shall stop here itself. We can leave the class, and you have to rejoin at 11:45. Okay. I will give a gap of 1 hour. That is, you have English class if I am not wrong. After that, I will engage the class. Okay. Thank you. You can leave it.
Thank you, sir.